can't believe I haven't made this video already. Somebody asked me about whether I'd done a video like this, and I was like, yeah, of course I have, just look at my channel. And no, I hadn't, so apologies for that. I'm gonna try and make this video a little bit of a one-stop shop for you wanna start a music career, how to beginner's guide, which is almost impossible to do, so bear with. I had the absolute privilege of being in the band for DTI, which is Dreaming the Impossible, which is a big youth festival held every summer. It's in Sheffield Showground. It's amazing. I'll have it linked down below. Go check it out. Anyway, one of the main questions that I got asked, we did a couple of Q&As and meet the bands and that kind of thing, and one of the main questions that I got asked was, I'm wanting to go into music. Should I go to music college or should I go to university? And my answer is always the same. If you go to university and study music, it is a more academic kind of studying, whereas music college is very specifically playing your instrument. There are some essays, but you know, they're tiny. So what they really care about is your playing ability. If you want to be a professional player, then if you go down the university route, you may find that you end up having to do a performance postgrad at a music college. So I would kind of say, if you want to be a player, go to music college. If you want to go down the more academic side of musicality, or if you want to become a composer or an arranger or an orchestrator, that kind of thing, then university can be perfect. Get yourself in Facebook groups. These can be a little bit contentious. Some people think they're no use at all. I completely disagree. When I was first starting out, I literally Googled orchestral players, depths needed, all that kind of thing, and loads come up. Join them all, and then you'll swiftly realize which ones are aimed at you and what you want to go into, and then maybe ones that are just aimed at different parts of the industry. They are invaluable because that's how I got a lot of my early quartet work, especially because a quartet will post on there saying, hey, we need a viola player for this Saturday, you know, it's 2 days before or whatever. When you're first starting out, you're more likely to be free at those sort of last minute things. So get on them. They are so helpful. They're also just really helpful to see what's going on in your local area if you would rather not be traveling across the country every day. Email everyone your CV, and I mean everyone, absolutely everyone that you think could be relevant, helpful, or interested. So I used to set aside an afternoon every week to take myself to my favorite coffee shop and email everyone I could think of. Just Google, for example, I Googled orchestras in the UK and just started emailing them. Not everyone will read it. Not everyone will respond, and that's okay because the ones that do will be your in, and those just build on each other because you might do one gig for somebody and then they go, hey, wait, she was great, let's get her back in. And so it really, I cannot stress this enough, really helps. Also, if you're looking to get more into wedding work, email wedding bands. As somebody in a string quartet, we are always needing depths and people we can trust. So get in contact with them. They will be very grateful. You'll do more of whatever it is you do. So be as picky as you possibly can be early on. And I really, trust me, I really know how difficult this is, particularly when somebody messages you and says, we have this gig for you, and it has a really nice pay packet attached to it. It can be really hard and sometimes impossible. Fully appreciate that, to turn those things down, but just be aware that the more of it you do, the more of it you'll get, and then that's what your reputation will become, for good and for bad, as that kind of a player. So for example, when I first started in this career, I got quite a lot of work offered to do more kind of miming on stage sort of work, and I just didn't really want to do it. It just wasn't really my kind of thing, so I said no, and now I don't get offered any of that because I've just never done it. But not doing it meant that I could say yes and I could put my energy into the areas of the industry that I really wanted to pursue. So I know that this one is tricky, but trust me, in the long run, and we're playing the long game here, it will make such a difference. Your contacts are your life, so talk to people. Don't be pushy, obviously, but ask for people's names. Chat to the people around you. Ask for their number. Ask if you can send them your CV so that if they ever need a dep in the future, you know, all of this kind of stuff. The majority of my work comes from people recommending me, passing on my number to other people, and they can't do that if they don't have a number to pass on. So if you've ever only interacted with somebody maybe through an email or through Facebook Messenger, try and get numbers involved because they're much, much easier to share. Experience is so important, we all know this, but especially at the beginning, take every opportunity in the field that you want to pursue that presents itself. And this is kind of where the not quite so well paid gigs can come into use. I know this is a contentious topic because a lot of people say, and rightly, that we shouldn't be taking work that is paid less than it should be because it isn't good for the industry. Now, I do agree. However, that comment does come from the privileged position of being somebody who can now be a bit more choosy with the work that they take. When you are first starting out, some of the best experience I ever gained, some of the best lessons I ever learned were at gigs that, being perfectly honest, I probably wouldn't accept now. Don't be pushy, sit and watch. Now, I don't mean be a wallflower because that isn't going to help you either, but I think there can be a bit of a feeling that in order to make it in this industry, you have to really push and kind of impose yourself on whomever it is that you're wishing to build a relationship with. Now, there is an element of truth to that because if nobody knows you, then they're never going to know you. Do you know what I mean? Because if you just sit around and are quiet and don't talk to anybody and don't try and build on any of your contacts, then that's also not good. And like I say, email people your CV. Be confident and be overt in what you are wanting because, you know, if they don't know, they don't know. But equally, observe the people around you. I mentioned this in last week's video because it's so important. Just observe what's going on. Who's marking in the bowings? Are people on their phones when they're not playing, or if they've got, you know, if they're not in that piece or whatever, or do they have a book with them instead? I'd always argue that a book is better because there's less risk of noises going off. But, you know, what is the vibe? What is the etiquette? How do people treat the principal? Are they chatting with them? Are they part of the section, or would they rather keep themselves separate? Totally fine either way. But if you've got a principal that kind of wants to go off and do their own thing and you sort of march up to them, then, you know, that can backfire on you. So just watch and observe and learn from the people around you because you will learn the best and most important lessons this way. The amount of times that I've been sat, you know, part of a group, part of a conversation, or just sat in the section, and I've heard a conversation going on of, oh my goodness, did you hear that so-and-so did X, Y, and Z? And I've just gone, mental note, never do that. It's so easy to put your foot in it, just in life in general, but I find if you watch what people are doing around you, you learn, kind of do as they do, then you will be in a much safer place. I'm gonna wrap up this video here because I have two dogs that are desperate for me to take them out on a walk. If you have any questions or anything to add, please chuck them down in the comments below. I would love to get your opinions. What did you learn when you were first starting out? Are you somebody that's first starting out? Please do drop me an email, drop me a message. I am more than happy to chat further about any of these things or any questions that you have. So please do subscribe to my channel for more, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.